Sonnie coming at you from Fukuoka, Japan, and I have been awake since before 3 a.m. It's not even 4 a.m. now, but we are heading out to film an awesome, hopefully awesome video about a festival that goes down here in Hakata, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Okay, we got our spot to watch the race, and there are literally a million spectators to this race each year. So we're not the only ones that are crazy enough to be out this early in the morning, although I really wish it was later on in the day. The name of this festival is the Hakata Gion Yamakasa, and Yamakasa is the name of the floats that the men will be carrying / dragging through these streets. And each one weighs literally 1 ton. As the race takes place, try to pay attention to the colors that are on their headbands as well as the ropes around their neck. It shows the racers' rankings as well as what their responsibilities and duties are during the race. This festival started 777 years ago when a Buddhist priest would march these streets trying to eradicate an epidemic that was taking place. And it was repeated every year. It evolved drastically from where he was just kind of sprinkling holy water and praying as he went around, and now they have these incredibly elaborate floats with them. There are 2 types of floats. The ones that we see today are kakiyama, and those are the shorter floats that they're going to drag throughout the streets. However, for the last about 2 weeks, there's been these really elaborate, really tall floats on display that are incredibly colorful. Those colorful decorative floats are called kazariyama. It used to be the same floats that were really tall and decorative that were used in the race, but with the installation of all the electric wires, it became too dangerous to do that, so they used a shorter version. It's 4:49, which means the sun is starting to rise, and the first crew, the first team will start their race, and then in 5-minute increments, everybody else will start. The priest, named Shoichi Kokushi, also carried a platform as he went, though not nearly as heavy. So you might notice the water being splashed about, and there's a few people in the crowd that have squirt guns and they're spraying everything. I believe that that initially reflects the holy water that was sprayed, but today it's used to try to like lubricate and make it easier to drag the float on the streets. About 30 men can carry these floats at one time, but you'll see that they're constantly switching because the float's so heavy they have to switch people about every 3 minutes or so. You can see some of these guys absolutely delight in throwing the water in the kids' faces, and it's really, really cute to watch. I was actually really pleasantly surprised as well to see that there's girls participating too. The water also helps to cool off the racers. Plus, it's fun. The red headbands are the young and fit men who are capable of carrying the float. The blue and white headbands are the elders who are in charge of health and safety for their team. And the red and white headbands are the elders who are in charge of the logistics of the runners. The ropes around their necks also show their roles. Blue are for those who can steer the float, and red are for the men that are allowed to ride on the float. If you don't fancy waking up so early, you can watch one of the practice runs during the afternoon or the evening. So there are 7 different floats that are going around through the race, and they represent the 7 historic districts of Hakata. The signs carried by the kids states which district is coming up next. The 7 districts are Chiyo, Daikoku, Doi, Ebisu, Higashi, Nakasu, and Nishi. The men riding on the floats use those red sticks to control the runners carrying the float. They bark orders for who should switch out with whom. It's 6 a.m. now, the race is over, and in a really nice surprise that I didn't know would happen, they actually brought one of the really big floats that's not designed for the race down a different route that also passed by us, so we got to see that too. And those are huge, they're so cool. If you want to see more of those floats, I do have another video coming out with those floats as well as fun float facts all about them and this festival if you want to learn more. Since we were in the Gion area, I wanted to stop by and have Joe see the wooden Buddha that I showed you in the other video when I first came to Fukuoka. So yeah, that was fun. But anyway, we weren't rooting for any district in particular. We don't personally live in Hakata. And also, even though it's called a race, they never keep track of who the winners are throughout the different years. It's more about teamwork and unity, and we saw a lot of that today, so that was really cool. Yeah, I would say that it's worth waking up for, actually. I had a lot of fun, and it's not too hot yet in the day. And if it is, you just dunk yourself in water and then you're fine. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, definitely subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, make sure to hit the little bell icon next to the subscription box so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. Comment below with your favorite part of the festival and tell me your thoughts on it. Have you seen anything like this, and does your country have something similar? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!